How's it going, guys? I'm finally bringing you a new episode of Cup or Bust. I know it's been like over 3 weeks since the last one. Basically, I was recording this a couple weeks ago, and when I was almost finished, I'd say like 75%, the power went out, and I lost everything, and it like destroyed me, and I just didn't want to record again for a little bit. And then I think I just procrastinated after that, so I apologize. But as you can see here, we are using the Dallas Stars in this episode. Top players there are Jamie Benn, Tyler Seguin, John Klingberg. Honestly, they're probably the only 3 players on the team I'm for sure not going to trade. I feel like everyone else I might end up using. Taking a look at the division here, they're an 89 overall, so they're actually tied for second last, only better there than Colorado, but I think we can definitely make some moves to make this team better. They have a very good first line, really good number 1 defenseman in Klingberg, and obviously good starting goaltender in Bishop. It's just the depth they really lack, both on offense and defense, so I feel like it's easier to add depth than it is to add star players, so hopefully we can make that happen. And just like all the previous episodes, these are the most authentic settings, so game style there is full sim. Do have injuries off though, that way just don't ruin a year with like a huge injury. Period length 20 minutes, draft pick ownership's authentic, salary cap's on, trade difficulty there is hard, waivers of course are also on. On top of that, I actually have my own set of rules, so unlimited free agent signings to keep it fun in the summer, max 5 trades per year, CPU offers are a bonus, cannot trade picks past 2020, and of course we have to keep at least 4 picks per draft just to keep it realistic. And I know it's been a while, so here's a quick look at all the created players. We have Brady Tkachuk, Cole Caulfield, Kale McCarr, Kovalchuk, Samsonov, Shoshokin, Sorokin, Farabee, Hughes, Ottinger obviously will play some role in this video. I'm not sure how good he's going to get over the 3 years. Wallstrom and Quinn Hughes. And on the Linus episode, I have a 100K pack, so obviously if we win the Stanley Cup, we can keep everything, but if not, we'll have to quick sell it. So right here, guys, look at the team we're working with. Like I was saying, really not a lot of depth here. First line is sick, though. Benn, Seguin, Radulov. Then we have Richie, Spezza, and Janmark on the second line. Honestly, that's like a 4th line when we build a good team, maybe even worse than a 4th line. Roussel, Fax, and Pitlick on the 3rd, then McKenzie, Hansel, and Shore on the 4th. Defense here isn't as bad as I thought. We have Lindell and Klingberg on the top pair. Johns, I thought, on the 2nd, and then Hamuse and Paturn on the 3rd. In goal, too, we have Bishop as our starter, which is pretty solid, so probably don't have to trade for a goalie. Letting in there as the backup isn't too bad, although he is definitely overpaid. $5.9 million. Maybe they'll re-sign him for less after the first season. AHL there. Ottinger obviously is the backup right now. Gotta hope he grows. The rest of the AHL, and you got Dickinson there, who's medium top 6. Same with Gurianov. I don't think there's any other medium top 6 forwards. Yeah, not that I can see. And then on defense, we have Honka there, is pretty good, medium top 4. I think also Heiskanen is scratched right now, so if that's the case, you're definitely going to want to start him, get him some ice time. Hopefully he can grow, medium elite potential. Obviously not going to help us right now, but I think I have seen him grow to like a low 80 after 1 year, so gotta hope for that. As you can see here, our team status is considered hopeful, so we actually can make an offer on Kovalchuk, but it can't be more than what he's asking. If we were a contender or champion, obviously we could overpay him. Cap space there's $4.5 million, so hopefully here Kovalchuk will accept. Obviously he'd be a huge boost to the team, especially that second line. If we do get him too, he's still about $1.9 million, so I guess Hudler's out of our price range. We could get to Doughty though, which would help us out, so make an offer on him for like 1.7. Usually not very many teams offer on Doughty and Hudler. Also Samuelson we're going to want to bring in. I'm not actually sure how many contract spots we have, so might have to go make a trade right now to make sure we have room for these guys. So right now, guys, I'm actually trying to make a trade with Arizona for Jarmelson to improve our defense. They have him on the block, 83 overall, 30 years old. It's not too bad. Ronaldo's just there for the contract spot. Trying to trade Hamuse here, who's overpaid at $3.7 million. Jarmelson is basically replacing him. Roussel here, $2 million for 78. It's also overpaid, especially he doesn't even have potential left. Second round pick in 2019 and the 3rd in 2020 are added on as basically they're the only things with value. Even though they want both players, they have like pretty much no value. So the value is about equal though with all that stuff considered. We'll see what Arizona says. And they accept that trade. Wow, I did not expect that. We actually like cleared cap space there and got the best player. Also want to show you guys this. After that Galchenyuk Domi trade, I made sure to make the changes. So right here you can see Galchenyuk now on Arizona and Domi also on Montreal. Also, guys, I want to try signing Jared Cowan here, 78 overall defenseman, but right now I think our 6th best D-man is like a 75, so honestly we need him. And just heard back from Samuelson, he accepted our offer, so that'll help the AHL team. Toulouse also accepted, same with Cowan. And Kovalchuk did too. That was the one I was worried about. Like any team could have offered him an extra 50 or 100K and they would have got him. But that's a huge signing for us. So after those signs in the Jarmelson trade, here's an updated look at the team. Obviously, first line hasn't changed. Second line, much better now. Kovalchuk, Spezza, Doughty. And obviously that just makes the bottom 6 better, moving guys down the lineup. Defense also looking a lot better now. Jarmelson and Klingberg is the top pair. We got Methot and Lindell on the 2nd, and then Cowan and Johns on the 3rd. Also, guys, I totally missed Hints in the AHL as he was scratched, but he too has medium top 6 forward potential, so hopefully these 3 guys here can all have a good season and grow. But that's about it for the tinkering. We're going to start slimming now, and hopefully this team does well. Let's find out. Just got a strange offer from Buffalo. They want to give me a 5th round pick for this AHL defensive prospect and a 7th. So I'm going to say yes because I'm never going to use that guy anyway. Also, as you guys can see here, the record right now, not good. 4-8-2 or already 5-8-2, but still would have liked a positive record here. Detroit now wants to give me a 4th for an AHL goalie and a 4th. That just kind of seems stupid, so I'm not even going to bother doing that. And we just went on a crazy run. We won 7 straight games. Also, I just realized too that Detroit 4th would definitely have been higher up on the draft board than the Chicago 4th, but oh well. So we're now at the trade deadline here, guys. As you can see, we are 1 game above 500, 28, 27, and 7, and we just got that win too against Winnipeg. AHL team though was pretty good, 36, 21, and 5, just like the AHL team was in real life. Obviously, I don't think we're in a playoff spot right now unless somehow the Central Division is doing terribly, which I don't see being the case. So definitely in a tough spot. Yeah, 63 points there, 5 points out of a wild card spot. So I mean, if we do add a couple pieces here at the deadline, we could potentially get into the playoffs. But there's also the chance we just waste the trade or waste the pick and prospect we trade away. So I guess I'll try to make a couple hockey trades here where I'm really not mortgaging the future, just like a trade I'd make no matter what place we're in the standings, as that's kind of our only option right now. Also, Sagan here leading the team in points, 68 and 62. That's pretty solid. Alright guys, so right now I'm trying to make a trade with Anaheim for Sam Steele. I know from previous Cup or Bust, he grows quite a bit. He's 20 years old, 75 overall, medium top 6. So I'm offering them hints, 21.73, so basically like a worse version of Steele. With Methot, 80 overall defenseman, but he's making just under $5 million. I'd honestly just rather trade away this money. We could get a better defenseman for less in free agency this summer. Kelly's just there for the roster spot. We'll see if they do this trade. And they're doing it as we're calling up Honka. I think it's a really good trade for us. So I'll see you what, guys, and I decided this team probably isn't good enough to win a cup, so might as well try and get some assets right now to make a run next year. Right now I'm trying to trade Kovalchuk and Toulouse to New Jersey for their 1st round pick. Peterson on our side is basically just an add-on. He's got a decent amount of value with medium top 9. Their 2 players are both just roster spots, as New Jersey is at 50 of 50 contracts. Value's about equal. We might have to add a little bit. We'll see what they say, though. And they're accepting that because we're calling up Dickinson. There we go. So Kovalchuk usually doesn't want to re-sign with you, so even if we kept him, good chance he would have said, like, I'm going to go free agency anyway, and if we're missing the playoffs, that'd just be a huge waste of a player. So combine him with a couple guys there, we get a 1st round pick. I really like that trade for us. So I'm now trying to get Kostin from the St. Louis Blues. Obviously solid prospect, 18 years old, 75 overall, medium top 4 potential. Offering them our 2nd round pick, 2020. Robertson here's got medium top 9, so decent amount of value. And then Shore here, 23.78, medium top 9. Really, he's like an average player, as medium top 9s are pretty common in the draft. It's just for whatever reason they have more value year 1. So I think the value for this trade is actually on our side. Kostin's on the block. Let's see what they say. And trade's accepted because we're calling up Dickinson. There we go. Just add another solid prospect center to go along with Sam Steele. Really liking the direction of this team. And now trying to make our 5th and final trade for this season, offering Buffalo Brett Ritchie and Tyler Pitlick for a couple 4th round picks. Ritchie's a 78, but he's making 1.75. I think that's way too much, especially considering he's 24. Really, like, best case is an 80, and that's best case. I don't see him growing that much. And then Pitlick here's a 77, about to have no potential. He's making $1 million. I'd rather just get rid of that contract. So we can get 2 4th round picks as a steal, and they say no. I'll do it for a single 4th round pick, and there we go. So that's our final trade. I think we have so many picks now too. This year's draft. Look at that: 2 firsts, a 2nd, a 3rd. I think we have 3 4s, a couple 5ths, and a 6th. Hopefully it's a good draft. Also, we're going to have a ton of cap space this summer, so hopefully Tavares or Carlson's available in free agency. Can be a huge sign for us. So at the trade deadline, here's a look at the team. Honestly, isn't much different than when we took over as GM. Potentially still even better. First line hasn't changed. 2nd line here, Faxa, Spezza, Janmark. I'm probably almost for sure buying Spezza out this summer. $7.5 million. I think he's going to start regressing probably too. Kostin, Hansel, Dickinson on the 3rd line. So 2 young kids with Hansel. Hopefully they can grow. Flynn, Kelly, McKenzie, just the extras on the 4th. The defense, I think all we lost actually was Methot, so really the defense isn't too bad. Maybe Honka playing 3rd pair can also gain some potential. We'll see. Alright guys, so the regular season is now over. As you can see, we actually somehow did better after the deadline, even though we traded away a bunch of NHL players. 39, 33, and 10. I think that's 88 points. AHL team also looks decent. I mean, 88 points, there's a slim chance we somehow made the playoffs, although, I wouldn't hold my breath here as it loads in. Let's see. We are not a playoff team. I figured that'd be a very slim chance. Let's see, were we close at all? Okay, Detroit actually made the playoffs. They almost always are the bottom of the league first season, so this is a strange first year sim, I guess. They finished with 92 points. We're actually only 4 points behind them. They're not even in our division, or sorry, conference. Calgary, are you kidding me? We finished the exact same amount of points as Calgary, and they had the tiebreaker. I did not think we were that close. Minnesota also had 88 points and got screwed too. Wow. So we were like an overtime loss away from the playoffs, even after trading away everyone at the deadline. That's insane. I'm honestly a little mad now. Like, I would have, I don't know, maybe jumped in the third period or something if I'd known that. Alright, Sagan here went off, though. That's awesome. Hopefully he'll grow in the summer. Like, let's see. Hasn't grown in any rating, but 97 points in 82 games is sick. Ben there, 85. Klingberg, 68 is a D-man. It's really solid. Radulov. Spezza, we're going to buy out anyway. Faxa, I was hoping for a bit more from him. The rest of the guys didn't really do much. A lot of them only played like 20 games. I point every other game on the third line for Costin. That's actually not bad. Let's see Bishop's stats here. Win ratio is good. A couple shutouts. Honestly, stats aren't too bad there. I'm thinking this team can bounce back like hard next season, especially too if we can have a really good free agency, sign some big names. Let's see here. Wow, Sagan was a point away from being tied for the Art Ross. We missed the playoffs on a tiebreaker, and Sagan here a point shy of the Art Ross. This season just heartbreaking. Hull there though also at 97. The two 2010 first and second round picks. You got Stamkos and Kucherov together as always. Jamie Benn there, 6th in scoring, pretty good I'd say. Also Gurianov here in the AHL, 76 points, 82 games. That is quite a bit. So I'm wondering if maybe he led the AHL in scoring. He's probably going to be close. And yeah, 3rd in scoring, not too bad. And look at this, guys. We actually finished 16th in the entire league with 88 points. So really, we should have made the playoffs as we were the 16th best team. The top 16 make the playoffs. We got screwed by the conferences. Let's see here. Yeah, Philly's 18th and they're making the playoffs. I mean, Minnesota also got screwed there. I cannot believe that. So regulation overtime wins. Yeah, Calgary had one more than both us and Minnesota. I wonder what happens if, say, Calgary has 87 points. Who makes it between us and Minnesota? I think it's probably more regulation wins, which means we'd miss, but they have us ranked higher. Literally worst case scenario. We don't get a high first round pick or make the playoffs. That's kind of what happened to Dallas this year, and it would have happened last year if they didn't get lucky with the lottery. Buffalo, they're actually all 3 New York teams, the 3 worst teams. That's kind of crazy. And the draft lottery results just came in. No surprise here. We're picking 15th. For us to have won one of the top 3 picks would have been like a miracle. Rangers there, number 1, Arizona 2, Colorado 3. Now there is actually like 10 solid players we can get that are kind of better, I guess, than a medium top 6. I'm hoping maybe Colorado will move that 10th pick, or the Rangers will move the 9th pick, as like the drop off is pretty significant after the top 10. Obviously, gonna take a bit to make that happen, but hopefully we can do it. And Chris Kelly here retires, but I mean, we only got him at the deadline, doesn't really count for us. And as you can see here, the Tampa Bay Lightning were the Stanley Cup champions. No surprise there. I feel like it's either them or Pittsburgh, at least 50% of the time. Let's see, President's Trophy was also Tampa Bay, and they beat the Oilers there in the Stanley Cup Final. Ovi got the Art Ross, we know that. Stamkos with the Hart. Carlson, James Norris, Sagan, Lady Bing. I'm surprised Sagan honestly didn't get the Hart, maybe because we didn't make the playoffs. His year there, they got the Calder. Stamkos also got the Conn Smythe. Vasilevsky with the Vezina. Andy William Jennings. Tampa Bay's cleaning up. Bogosian, Bill Masterson, Bergeron, Selke. Stamkos, Ted Lindsay, and then Ovi there, Maurice Richard. Sometimes the thought wins the Bill Masterson, so I thought maybe that could have happened. We'll take a look here at AHL awards. I don't think we won anything, though. Like, we were a playoff team, but I believe that was it. Pulkkinen, geez, just got all 3 of the first awards. And Demko got one there, too. But, yeah, no NHL or AHL award. This kind of sucks. I'll take a quick look at the playoff tree, though. See what went down here. Just on Tampa's road to the Cup. They 4-1 Philly, swept Florida. They beat Washington in 7, so that's very, similar to real life. Edmonton here. San Jose in 7, Vegas in 6, and then St. Louis in 5. So, like I've been saying all season, next year's going to be our bounce back year. Big draft here, big free agency. I think we can make something happen. Alright guys, like I was saying, I want to get a top 10 pick, because the top 10 is all elites, and I think Dobson's high top 4D, whereas after that, it's only medium top 6. So offering Anaheim here, who has their pick on the block, 15th overall, and then the second round pick there, 46th overall for 7th. We'll see if they say yes. Trade rejected. Honestly, I thought that would have been enough. I forgot to mention, too, I have actually upgraded Dobson, as I felt like he was always going way too late in the draft. He's going to be a top 10 pick for sure this year, and he was going, like, late first round, so he still has high top 4D, but he's now at 66. Is Faxa too much to give up? 79 overall. If he doesn't grow, 2.2 million is honestly kind of an overpayment for him. Bad face-offs, kind of slow. I would move on from Faxa here to get us a top 10 pick. Let's see what they say. And there we go. Okay, that might have been a bad trade. I'm moving on from a lot of contracts I don't like here. We're really going to be rebuilding this team via the draft and free agency. Well, rebuilding the depth, obviously. The core is all staying the same. Talent of the Rangers, or Dahlin, sorry, to the Rangers. That's insane. So let's sim to our pick here. I like the fact we actually get 7 too, as more options than 8 and 9, and 10, I guess, in that matter. All three of those teams didn't have their pick on the block. So let's see. Dahlin, Svechnikov, Kachuk, Zadina, Hughes, Wallstrom. Okay, so we actually have a lot of options. Can go Bachvist, can go Velino, can go Dobson. There should be one other guy we can go. Bouchard was the other guy we can go. So Velino, Bouchard, Bachvist are all medium elite. Velino's the highest out of the draft, 73. Bouchard's a 68. Bachvist a 69. Dobson's a 66 with high top 4. You also got Kokaniemi here. I know is skyrocketing in the real life draft for some reason without playing a game. Just everyone's saying he went from like being a top 15 pick to top 10. Now they're saying he could even go as high as top 5 if Montreal takes him. I'm just going to take Joe Velino, though. Highest overall out of the draft. And we need the forward depth. So, I mean, adding him, Sam Steele, and Costin, I feel like that's just an awesome addition. Like, that could even be our second line. And as you guys can see here, Bouchard went 8 to the Canucks. Bachvist 9 to the Rangers. So they got Dahlin and Bachvist, like, both Swedish. One's left-handed, one right-handed. There's your top pair for, like, the next 20 years. Dobson, 10 there to the Avalanche. Farabee, 11 to the Canadiens. I'm sure I should actually show you guys Kokaniemi since I was mentioning him. He's only a 58. I probably should actually increase his rating for the next Cup or Bust. Medium top 6 I think is fair for him. Maybe could bump it to high top 6. I feel like elite might be a bit too much, but maybe high top 6. Make him like a 65 or something. Just to, again, make the top 10 a bit more realistic. Trying to get all the guys that are actually going to go high in this year's draft going high in this game. So I'll do that for next time. And right now we actually have another first round pick. Hopefully here. Get an impact player. Let's see here. I'm trying to remember. Gruel would be a good pick, I think. He's for sure medium top 6. I feel like why risk it? Just take Gruel. Smart pick. And Buffalo right now is offering us Scandella for a 3rd and a 4th. I'm going to take a look at this. If he's still an 81, I feel like that's not too bad. Making about $1 million less than I thought was, but he's younger and an overall higher. He is still an 81. Okay, so I mean, it helps out the D. We're going to have a ton of cap space. A 3rd and a 4th isn't too much, especially too. We have so many draft picks. And this doesn't even count as a trade as well, which is kind of big. You know what? I'm gonna say yes to this. We're going to buy out Spezza. And I think that helps out our D. And now they're offering me Kyle Okposo in a 5th for a first round pick in 2019. Okposo is a cap dump. I don't know. I'm not saying yes to that. So our next pick is the 107th overall, the 14th pick in the 4th round. Luckily, though, we have the 2 firsts. There still should be some decent players here. Right there's Caught, low elite. Not even going to mess around, just going to take him. Easy pick. And we have pick number 15 as well. I saw Noel was still available, so I'll go with him. As you guys can see there, Noel low top 6. So I would say not too bad a draft so far at all. And we now actually have the first pick in the 5th round. This Datsyuk guy is definitely intriguing to me. But I want to check and see if maybe our scouts found somebody that other teams don't know about. Usually like the 5th round in pass is when it's, you know, your time to take them. Sodergren there, medium top 9, that's the best, eh? Projected 5th/6, do we take him? I'll see if they're good with him. I'll trust the scouts again. If not, I'm not trusting the scouts. Low top 9, yeah, that's not really good at all. We have another 5th round pick here. We're going to try this Kelly guy, medium top 6. And he's low top 6, 5th round. It's alright, I guess. And next pick here, pick number 15 in the 6th round. I'm thinking I'll take a goalie and hope for the best. Like, even if he only has fringe starter, those are actually like decent in terms of trade value, so just use them for a trade for sure. So both Andrews and Mackey here apparently have fringe star potential. Hopefully the scouts are right. Andrews medium backup, okay. Hopefully the other one's available next time we pick. Actually, that's our last pick in the draft. Never mind, I just saw Mackey too. Was it? I think he was a backup as well. So pretty good draft overall. Velino, Gruel, Kaut, and Noel, like the first 4 picks. That's all that matters. So we're at the re-sign phase here, guys. As you can see, we have $18 million in cap space. And I think for the first time ever, I don't have a single player 80 overall or higher that needs re-signed. So basically going to have almost $20 million in cap space for free agency. Actually, we're going to have more because as you're about to see here, I'm going to buy out Jason Spezza like I was saying. $7.5 million. Buyout would be $2.5 million for the next 2 years. So saves us $5 million and adds $2.5 million in year 3. Definitely going to do that. There we go, 23 mil. Sam Steele there, Dickinson, Costin, hoping they all grow. Smith, 24.73, medium AHL, just going to let him go. I don't really need him. Velino, obviously going to sign. Hopefully he grows over the summer. Even if he's like a high 70, that could be NHL team. If not, whatever. This Dowling guy I really don't want. How much does it cost to buy him out? 200K for the next 2 years. Get rid of the contract. Karlstrom will keep this guy. I think we're going to have a ton of roster spots. Right now we have like 16. The other guys there are not worth keeping. Yanmark, 25.78. He's like fourth liner at best. 1.8 million. It's not worth it, even though I can pay him. Ellie, this guy's AHL. He wants an AHL deal. There we go. This Lucia guy, 24.71. That's also not worth keeping. Like, I'm gonna find better dudes in free agency. Samuelson here, AHL player. Obviously gonna keep him. Zach Ronaldo, definitely gonna let go. On defense here, we have our top four. Would like to obviously add like another mid to high 80. John's 26.78. What's he want? 1.8. I'll qualify him. I think worst case, he's like, best case actually for him would be like he's our 6th best defenseman. Chances are he's probably end up in the AHL. Honka, we'll see how he grows. 1.3. He's only a 76. I'll just qualify him for now. Return, definitely letting him go. He only played because we traded so many guys away at the deadline. Hetherington's not too bad. Keep him for the AHL team. I think that is it for skaters. Bishop's still locked up. Lettinen does not want to re-sign with us. I'll offer him 1.5, but he says he's going to free agency, so I'll probably have to find a new backup goalie. Definitely going to release that guy, so Ottinger can be the AHL starter. This dude here, also going to let go, does not look very good at all. We're now at 25 of 50 contracts, jeez. Obviously, if some of the guys sign, it'll probably be like 35, but still, tons of contract spots open up, tons of cap space. Should be an exciting summer. Alright guys, we're out the free agency period. The only player that didn't re-sign with us was Lettinen, as he didn't want to. Everyone else said yes, except for a couple guys we gave qualifying offers on, still haven't heard back from. 21.2 million. John Tavares is available. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Oh my god. What do we even do here though? Like, we'll have him and Sagan. One of them has to play second line, which might hurt them, but we have to go for this. I'm gonna go so hard here. Looking at it too, we actually only have 3 forwards that are 80 plus rated, so we probably need to sign like 6 forwards. Only need a couple D-men, and then only need a backup goalie. So, I mean, I'm saying only, even though we're literally signing half a team. Wants only 3 years as well. Using only here a lot. I'm going to offer the moon. I need Tavares. This is insane. Could even just put him on the first line. Screw it. Ben, Sagan, Tavares all on the first line. Like, that would be insane. Let's go 10.5. 1.2 extra. I just want to make sure I outbid everybody. Plus, we didn't make the playoffs last year, which could hurt us. Sedin, I'm not interested in, although 7 teams are. Rick Nash. Zucker, I wouldn't mind. RFA, so maybe we can make a trade there. DeHaan, 4.6 for an 81 is a bit much. That's why that's Scandella. It wasn't actually too bad a trade. Montour is also an RFA, so maybe I look at making a trade there. Wow, I was expecting at least a couple low 80s, and really there's nothing. Rick Nash, though, for 3.6 for an 82, that's pretty good. If we do move Radulov down to the second line, we'll basically just need a second line center to trade for. So we'll offer him 3.75 for 2 years. Hopefully he keeps that rating. And looking at goalies now, Bernier is available, 82 overall. Considered a backup, wants 1.8 million. That's actually like only 300k more than Lettinen. Plus he's 2 overall higher, so I guess I could give him 2 million. It's kind of expensive for a backup, but Bernier would be a pretty good backup. Plus he's still relatively young. I also think we need an AHL backup, so we're going to sign Hallinan right now to be that. Pretty much always sign him after the first year. Can make an offer on Pumple too. 975k for 1 year. We won't have to give Detroit any picks. Let's check two-way here. Highest potential. Kurdile, 24.74. Let's give him an offer just to add to the AHL team from 20 and 66. I have so many like contract or roster spots. Might as well sign all these guys. Worst case, use them in a trade. Same goes for De La Rose. Maybe he grows a little bit, helps us out. Gonna give an offer on Joe Morrow too. Seeing if anyone else here is worth signing. These 2 defensemen, both mid-60s and 20s. Definitely gonna give them an offer with medium top 60 potential. Also, guys, decided to give Schuster an offer here. 81 overall. He's huge though, so I feel like he could help us out. 4.6 for 3 years. For an 81 is a bit much. But he's 27, so hopefully he'll keep the rating at least. And we can just move some other money around. Other than that, though, that's going to be it. And I'm going to try and make a trade for both Zucker and Montour, and then hope our young players that are mid to high 70s grow over the summer. So Sokolov here accepted our offer just to help out the AHL team. Same with Masher and Hallinan. Looking for Tavares, please. I really hope Tavares said yes. That'd just be insane. I'm thinking too, I'm for sure putting him on the first line just to see how deadly that first line can be. 390 pluses. It's going to be like the best line in hockey. Morrow accepts. Rick Nash accepts. That helps us out a bit. Bernier, we get our backup goalie. De La Rose, come on. Schuster rejected. Decided to go with New Jersey. That's okay. Pumple rejected. Curtisle accepted. Still have not heard from Tavares. Like, we offered him more money than he asked for. I made sure to go pretty high without getting, ridiculous. And I'm hoping no other team offered more than us. I'm sure. There we go. He said yes. I was going to say, there's only so many teams that can even afford him in the first place. I cannot wait to see him, Seguin, and Bell on one line. Like, oh, they're just going to tear it up. All right, guys, we're going to try and trade Noel and Hallen into Anaheim for Montour. Obviously, Montour, solid young defenseman. They don't have the cap space to sign him, though, but we do. Noel, we just drafted. Hallen, we just signed, so kind of feel bad about that, but let's see what they say. And trade accepted. There we go. I can just go sign a different goalie to be our AHL backup. So very happy with that. And now I'm trying to trade for Zucker, even though I see that Minnesota does have the salary cap to sign him. I guess he just doesn't want to sign with them or something. Solid player, though. He's on the block, so might as well take advantage. Also trying to get back Charlie Coyle, as we actually need a second-line center. Spezza we bought out, but I mean, he wasn't really cutting it anyway. Coyle is a true second-line center. So we're going to try to get both of them here for Kaut. Solid prospect. First-round pick in 2020, and then Janmark they want. He's unsigned for us. So the value's on our side. Let's see what they say here. Trade rejected. Looks like we're pretty close, just not quite. Alright, so what I'm going to try doing here is replacing Kaut with Gruel, as he does have a bit more value, being a medium top 6. A lot to give up, but we're actually like building a second line here. Both these guys will probably play on the second line with Radulov. Nash will be on the third. Let's see what they say now. There we go. Okay, so like I said, a lot to give up, but trying to go all in on this second year. I think the team is going to be stacked. So I just finished saving to the preseason. I actually still haven't signed those 2 RFAs we traded for, along with John, who I qualified. I decided to take a risk, not sign them during the summer to try and get them for much cheaper at the beginning of the season. The closer you get to the start of the season without a contract, obviously the guy wants less money. We only have $5 million to work with for all 3, so I kind of had to do this. As you can see here, though, Montour went up to an 82. I think Zucker, sorry, I keep calling him Zucker, already was an 82. Let's see here, how much they're going to want now. So Montour only wants 1.6. Definitely a steal there for an 82 overall guy. Obviously, it was only for 1 year, but that's okay. I think like this is the year we're going to go for it. We have a bunch of young players on entry-level deals. Let's see here if he'll take like 1.35, 300K less. Zucker here, what's he want? 2.7. We'll do 2.5, so that's like 3.8. And we have like a little over 5 in space, so Johns, yeah, there we go. Oh, so he's actually a 79 now. He went up. We'll see if he takes $1 million for 1 year. That'll actually be enough to get them all. Plus, when we sign them, we can drop guys down, so we'll actually still have like a few million in cap space to work with at the deadline. I was hoping in Heiskanen. I've seen him get to like low 80, I think, after 1 year. Maybe I'm remembering wrong, but I'm pretty sure he's gotten that high. Unfortunately, only got to a 75 for us, but that's still pretty decent. Definitely should be an 80 at least by year 3, or maybe even actually an 80 by like the end of this season if he keeps growing. At least a high 70, can maybe get into the lineup at like the deadline or something if we make a trade. And after signing those RFAs, our team status is now champion. So I'm going to show you guys what the team is looking like. I'm very excited for this season. That first line, like I was saying, has to be the best in hockey. Jamie Benn, Tyler Seguin, and John Tavares. Like, it's just unreal. I decided to go with Tavares on the wing just because he is the sniper. Also, he's a bit slower, so I figured Seguin being faster, probably better at center. Also, he's the playmaker. Makes more sense for him to be in the middle. Second line there, you got Radulov, Coyle, and Zucker. So, I mean, pretty sick second line. You got Nash, Dickinson, Steele on the third. Steele actually switched from a center to a right wing and a playmaker to a sniper. He's only got 78 passing and 3-star puck skills, so it really makes sense for him to be a playmaker. His shot, though, is very solid for a 79 overall, so makes sense for him to be a sniper. He's got 98 speed, so he can just fly down the wing. Gurianov, Hansel, and Kostin there on the fourth line. So all three, Kostin and Gurianov both have potential. Plus, they're actually both considered fourth liners, so not going to hurt them playing in that position. Defense here, you got Jarmelson and Klingberg top pair. Montour, Scandell on the second, then Lindell and Honka on the third. Honka's a 79. His shot, though, is so sick, so actually have him playing on a couple of the power plays. Speaking of which, look at this first power play unit. Seguin, Tavares, Benn, Radulov, and Klingberg. Like, I don't know how you match up with that. Tavares is in the middle, so we get Seguin's right shot on the left side there. And then, obviously, I got Benn here on the right side, as Tavares has slightly better face-offs. That's why he's the center here. Like, that first power play unit is just unreal. It should be most deadliest in the NHL. Definitely have to check the power play percentage at the end of the season. Bishop there, the starter. Bernier backing him up, so 2 solid goalies. We should be a playoff team. Let's find out. Just got this trade offer from Edmonton. They want to give me Sakara and Camilleri for Gurianov and a couple of fourths. I thought for sure like this would put us over the cap. Yeah, we have, or I don't know, apparently this would somehow work. I don't think I'm going to do it though, as it would definitely screw us for next year. Sakara's only an 82, so 1 higher than Scandella. Camilleri an 81, so yeah, definitely not worth doing. So curious how this would trade would even go down. They'd probably make us like put somebody on waivers who I don't want to. Also, you can see here, we were positive, or as I say that, we go to 500. So definitely not doing as good as I'd hope, and now we're negative. I jinxed it. Just gotta hope, I guess, the sim is kind to us. I don't know, maybe I have to make a switch up. Maybe like take Tavares off that first line, just to give like the second line a bit more depth. I'm not sure. And now Vegas is offering us Tatar and Schmidt for Honka, a 3rd and a 5th. Honka though is a solid young defenseman, and he's not making any money. Let's see, is he still a, or no, he's an 81 now. Wow, he was a 79 I think last I checked. That's awesome. Tatar here is an 83, so 5.3 for him is not too bad. Schmidt 79 for 2.2 is a bit overpaid, so yeah, I'm gonna hold on to Honka, I think. Alright guys, we're a few weeks away from the trade deadline. I just got an insane offer from LA. They want to give me Doughty and some random dude for Volino, a first round pick, and Ellie. I think we have to take this. I said how this was our year to win the cup, and I mean right now we're just above 500. Adding Drew Doughty though, I mean that just makes our top D pair insane. I feel like, yeah, like we just have to do this. This Ledoux guy, I think he's probably just there for the roster spot. I'm not exactly sure. But like Volino, what is he right now? He's a 74. Honestly though, we added Steele, we added Costin. Our center depth's not too bad. The 2019 first. This Ellie guy doesn't even matter. He's just in the AHL. And we get Drew Doughty, 93 overall. So him and Klingberg would then be the first pair. Like, that's just insane. I'm thinking I might honestly try and send back Lindell here. Just because I think he'd be the odd man out on our defense. And so I'd rather just kind of get rid of that cap space. Although he only does have 1 year left. So maybe even just trade him at the deadline for something else. Probably the better option, honestly. Same goes for Johns. He's also in the AHL right now. Let's see, Heiskanen's now at 77, so we can use him next year. Jarmelson will be off the books, so that cap space is gone. Also, if I change this account as a trade, we only have actually 2 trades left. So, yeah, I'm going to say yes to this and just hope for the best. I mean, also Doughty, 1 year left. We're going to have to re-sign him along with Sagan, but I think we can make it work. Jarmelson comes off the books, same with Lindell at 6 mil. Buy out Hansel. I think we can find the money, so yeah, saying yes to this trade. We better make the playoffs. So just look at our defense after that trade. Klingberg and Doughty as the top pair is just unreal. Montour, Jarmelson, then Scandella and Honka. Like, our starting lineup, we have Ben, Sagan, Tavares as the first line. Klingberg, Doughty as the top D pair. Bishop in net. That's pretty much an all-star team. This team better make the playoffs. And we're now at the trade deadline here. 31, 25, and 6 records. We are above 500. Sitting at 67 points. The deadline's not too bad. AHL team there looks to be crushing it. 43, 12, and 6. That's actually insane. So hopefully we're in a playoff spot right now. If not, we can make 2 more trades still. I don't have too many assets left. Trade a lot of them away. And we're currently 3rd in the division though, so that's good. 1 point back of Nashville. Winnipeg though is way out ahead with 81 points. So we'll see what's out there on the trading block. Ben's killing it right now. 72 points, 62 games. See if we can make this team even better. So right here, guys, trying to make a trade for Nyquist. Obviously, very solid winger, fast, skilled. Be a huge addition to our team. Probably play him on the second line with Coyle and Radulov. And I'm offering them Lindell, who's currently scratched. I'm not going to be re-signing. And then Kaut here, solid prospect. I think I've traded like all the guys we drafted. Not intentionally, just kind of happened that way. But if it gets us Nyquist, like we're trying to build the best team ever basically right now. We'll see what they say here. And they reject this trade. I thought that would for sure go through. Let me see if I can add like 1 small piece here. I thought that was more than fair, especially since Nyquist is on the block. Try adding this Cedarholm dude. Decent defensive prospect. There we go. And right now, guys, trying to trade Johns in the 7th to Florida for their 3rd round pick. Team's basically good. And Johns is currently in the AHL, so starts trying to get us an extra pick in this year's draft if we don't win the cup. Maybe get lucky with it. Value's on our side, plus they want both things. This should go through. And there we go. So, although we don't have a 1st or 2nd round pick in this year's draft, we do have a couple 3rds and 4ths with a 5th and a 6th, so not too bad. So here's what the lines are looking like after the deadline. Honestly, this team is so stacked. First line has not changed. It has to be the best first line ever. We have Radulov, Coyle, Nyquist on the 2nd. Zucker, Steele, and Nash on the third. I actually moved Steele back to center, as he actually has 75 faceoffs. Dickinson was there before. He's only got 76, and he's 2 overall below as Steele's grown a bit. Grianov, Hansel, and Dickinson's the fourth line, so looking pretty good on forward. Then defense, you have probably the best top pair in the NHL. Honk is an 82 now, growing quite a bit, so I have him on the second now with Jarmelson. Then we have Scandella and Montour on the third. So the old second pair is the third pair. That tells you, I guess, just how good the decor is now. Goalies, though, have not changed at all, but I think Bishop's a good enough starter with this team in front of him. They should be able to win a cup. We'll have to just hope the sim's good to us. And we're now at the end of the season here. Finished with a record of 43, 30, and 9, so 95 points in the season. 3 straight losses to end is not good. We did have like a huge win streak here at one point. How many games was that? 6 games straight, I guess. So hopefully we're in a playoff spot. HL team there is unreal, 56, 16, and 10. 95 points if I did the math right. Hopefully, at least a wild card spot. We're in the race. And yeah, second place. Okay, I was worried there. Looks like we're going to play the Predators in the first round. Tavares there, 92 points in the season. Definitely want to see just how good that first line did. If they all had 90-plus points, that'd be insane. Ben only had 86, Sagan 84, but still, like, all 3 of them had over a point per game. Surprised that Tavares actually ended up leading the way. Nyquist 64. Wonder how many were on Detroit, though. Doughty 61, Klingberg 58. Still, like, insane. Radulov put up over 50. That's good. Nash had 40. Same with Coyle. Zucker just 1 shy. So, I mean, everyone was playing pretty well here by the looks of it. Take a quick look here at Bishop's stats on the year. Not too bad. Bernier, paid him a lot of money here to go 2-6-1. What the heck? Surprised he actually did. Wait, yeah, Bishop played 75 games. That's actually insane. I thought Bernier, being a decent back, would have played more than that. 2.61 goals against. His stats were actually worse than Bernier with 7 shutouts. Isn't too bad at all. And I'm checking now to see who the Art Ross winner was. Maybe we have it in Tavares. And no, Tarasenko, Crosby both had 98. Tarasenko, 56 goals. You kidding me? Tavares, though, was third. And then Ben and Sagan looked to be like 9th and 10th there. So 3 guys on the front page at least, which isn't bad. Also want to see where we finished the entire league. Toronto actually won 108 points. Florida second, that's surprising. Pittsburgh, Winnipeg, Washington. Look at all the teams with 100-plus points. And there we are, 10th place. So pretty good, I guess. Let's see who was last in the league. And it's New York Islanders. Jeez, I don't know what happened. I mean, they lost Tavares. That's what happened. But still, they were bad the year before as well. Philly also took a tumble there, second last. And then Buffalo still at the bottom. Like I was saying, guys, in the first round, we're up against the Predators. They have 93 across the board for the ratings. We're 96, 95, 90. So obviously they have a bit of an edge on goal with Rene. Just going to see now if they've had like any additions. I'm not exactly sure who that player even is, honestly, for their best player. It should be Subban, I thought. Maybe Yossi. It's got to be Yossi, I guess, because I don't know who else it could be, although it doesn't really look like him. Maybe they made a trade or something. Oh, no, Forsberg it also could be. Okay. Traded for Tatar, I guess, to Vegas. Second line's looking pretty good. Tolvanen's an 80 now for them. So, yeah, forward group's pretty good. I like ours better. I guess, yeah, that was Forsberg. Yossi, Subban are both only 88s. Top 4 they kept intact. Bottom pair is the exact same. So, their team looks to be the exact same, yeah, only with the addition of Tatar, which obviously is a pretty big one. So here we go, guys. First round. Hopefully we can win this thing. We get game 1, 2-1. Lose the second. There you go. Game 3. Game 4. Come on. Win one of the next 3. Come on. All right. So we have to win one of these next 2 games. There we go. So beating Nashville in 6. I was a little worried there. And the second round, guys, we're up against the St. Louis Blues. They have the exact same ratings as Nashville, except for 1 higher goaltending, which is really surprising, as I'm pretty sure they have Allen and Hutton. So one of them had to have grown. Looking at St. Louis here, that first line's pretty nasty. Schwartz, Schenn, Sanko, but definitely not as good as ours. Steen, Barbashev, Fabry's not bad. Honestly, their bottom 6, though, could be better. I like our bottom 6 so much more. Top D pair is pretty good. Doughty and Klingberg still way better. And then their next 4 are pretty bad, honestly. Like, I think our third pair is better than their second pair. Let's check these goalies. Hutton's an 89, so it's one of those years where he just grows like crazy for some reason. Then they have Allen, 84, backing him up. So, all right, let's see what happens here. Honestly, I like our team better, and Hutton shouldn't be an 89. He's like a false 89, so hopefully our team can expose him. So here we go, round 2 against the Blues. Hopefully we can come away with the series win the first 2, both at home. We win one of the ones in St. Louis, so again, just have to win one of the next 3. It's a pretty good position to be in. I'm not sure if the AHL team won or lost there. Okay, so game 6 and 7 left. Come on. I'm just going to sim one at a time because I am worried. There we go. OT win. in Game 6. Next up, the Edmonton Oilers. Let's go. We actually get, I just realized too, the best team I think in the West was the Winnipeg Jets, and I'm guessing Edmonton took them out, or somebody, so don't have to play them, which is pretty awesome. And Edmonton here actually has the lowest rating of every team we played so far, 93, 92, 87, so definitely have the advantage, at least in terms of overall. So looking at their team here, first line, they have Camilleri, McDavid, who's now a 94, it's just unreal, and Puljujarvi, but I mean, he's only 2 higher than Ben, and their other 2 guys aren't even close to Tavares and Sagan. They got Nuge, Draisaitl, Lucic on the second. Slepyshov's actually an 82 now, geez. With Stroman, Kajula, Cassian, Kara, and Reed. So I've seen a lot worse Edmonton forward groups from the GMs, or the computer GMs. This one isn't too bad. Clefbaum, Larson, Sakara, Nurse, Russell, Benning, so no change for D. And then Talbot, he was only an 84, so I like our team again a lot better than the Oilers. Let's see what happens. So here we go, guys. Conference final against the Oilers. Let's get it done. Win the first game, 6-3. I like the start. 4-2 loss. 4-3 OT win. We gotta go do some scouting. 5-4 OT win. There we go. And another OT win. Wow, okay. So we beat the Oilers in 5 games. 3 straight OT wins there. Kind of feel bad for them. Like, you know, must have been really close games there. And now we have the Tampa Bay Lightning, the defending Stanley Cup champions, that we have to take out here to win the Stanley Cup. Gonna be a good series. Both of us have 12-5 records. I already know their ratings are gonna be higher than us. Like, Tampa's just ridiculously stacked in this game. It's not even fair. 94, 95, 95. Honestly, what are we? 92 better offense, same D, and then our goaltending though is worse. So not as far off as I thought, honestly. And taking a look at Tampa Bay now, they have Palat, Stamkos, Kucherov on the first line with Johnson, Point, Miller on the second. Gord, Sorelli, Ernie, Callahan, Bellemare, and Kunitz. The only new player there is Bellemare. He's only 77 anyways. Defense, Hedman, McDonough, Strawman, Sergachev, Coburn, Girardi. So no changes. Like, yeah, the team hasn't changed at all, and yet it's still just ridiculously stacked. So here you go, guys. Stanley Cup Final. Honestly, cannot believe we were here. Halfway through the season, we were around 500. I was worried about just making the playoffs. Have these defending Stanley Cup champions to beat. Don't want them to do what Pittsburgh did. We want to win that cup. Here we go. First period. Nothing. Second period, down by 1. That's not too bad. Nash for us, Stamkos, Ernie for them, and big third period. Wow, Sagan, Coyle each score. That's huge. Winning that first game. If we lost the first one, I definitely wasn't gonna feel good about that. And that was in Tampa Bay as well. So game number 2 here. If we can go up 2-0 against Tampa, that'd be huge. And then return home for 2 games. You kidding me? Here we go. Game 2, period 1. We have no score again. Or in the second. Oh, Sorelli there. Only goal. Look at the angle. Are you kidding me? Like, Bishop's 6'7". If he's hugging the post, you can't score from that angle. I think it's, like, physically or, like, literally impossible. I don't know. Whatever. So the series is tied up 1-1. That's alright. Can't complain too much about that, especially too we're headed home. Period 1, game 3. Johnson scores. There we go. Radulov, Sagan, Tavares, Gord for them. So we have the 1-goal lead going to the third. Stamkos forces OT. And Bellemare with the OT winner. Are you kidding me? We had that game in the palm of our hand. We can't let that one happen again. So, down 2-1. Next home game, though, we have a chance here to tie it up. We need to. And after that, it's basically just a best of 3. Come on. There we go. 2-0 after the first. Tavares and Ben. Nyquist. Stamkos, Kucherov are up by 2. And Radulov, Sagan put it away. Okay, I was worried those were 2 Tampa goals and they somehow tied it, but that was a big statement game. Shows we can score on Vasilevsky, winning that thing 6-2. Heading back to Tampa. I mean, we've run pretty good so far on them. 3-2 win and 1-0 loss in Tampa. Might have actually played, or no, at home we had win and OT loss. So we're honestly playing really good in this series so far, even though it's tied up. Game 5. Miller scores for them. Kucherov scores for them. Okay, we can get 2 in the third, though. We do get 2 in the third, both from Stam Steel. Unfortunately, Ernie scores 1. Gets them the win. Okay. We need to win 2 games in a row here. Heading back to Dallas. Come on, we need to force this game 7. I think the boys can do it here. It's going to be close, but I believe in them. Come on. Down by 1. Point Ben, Stamkos. There we go. That's the second period we needed. Are you kidding me? Nyquist, Doughty, Tavares all go off. And they're okay. Again, I thought maybe Tampa had 2, but Nyquist with another one. Kucherov, 5-3 win. Going to Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final. 1 game to decide it all. That's what we're, that's what we play for. So here we go, guys. Game 7 Stanley Cup Final. First period. 2-1 lead. Montour, Sagan for us. Palat for them. Let's go. Second period. Okay, Nash for us, Stamkos for them. So we have the 1-goal lead. We'll resume simulation here. Put it on 8 times. Let's go. Come on, Dallas. Get us this Stanley Cup here. We're getting outshot, so Bishop, knock on wood's playing pretty well. 10 minutes to go in this game. We still have the 1-goal lead. 5-on-4 power play. Oh, there we go. Sagan with the power play goal. That's huge. 5 minutes left. They have a power play. Kill it off. There we go. PK gets it done. Minute and 15. I think we're going to be Stanley Cup champion. So just under 5 seconds left to go in the game. Hopefully can win this face-off. That doesn't matter. They win it to nobody. 1 second, and there we go. Dallas Stars are Stanley Cup champions. Put together one of the best teams ever, if not the best teams. Definitely the best starting lineup ever. I guess Bishop could have been a bit better of a goalie, but I mean the 3 forwards and the 2 defensemen were all 90 plus, which is pretty ridiculous. Like, yeah, just unreal. I feel bad there. Vasilevsky, I think he's like a 95 at this point. That's why Tampa Bay. That's one of the reasons why Tampa Bay is so stacked. He's making like $3.5 million. Just so tough to get by him, and they just put together such a good team. But I think, you know, ours was better on this day, and that's all that matters. They won the cup last year. It was our turn. As you can see here, Gustav Nyquist, our trade deadline pickup, was actually the Conn Smythe winner. I think he had like 24 points there, so he just went off. Definitely worthy, I guess, of the acquisition at the deadline. I was a little worried about that one, but he paid off big time. And Jamie Benn's not going to get this Stanley Cup. Forgot to tell you guys, too, I made Sagan and Tavares both the alternates, so like all 3 of our captains were just that first line of forwards. I mean, this team is so stacked. I totally forgot that we got Doughty, too. LA offered us Doughty. I mean, they do get Joe Veleno, then a first-round pick, and he's expiring, so I guess they figured they weren't going to be able to re-sign him. But look at Jamie Benn there, rocking the pretty sick haircut. And there we go, the knockoff Gary Bettman. Hoist that Stanley Cup. Let's go. Dallas Stars, finally Stanley Cup champions again. Was it 99 or 2000 when they last won it? Maybe 01. I always forget. It was around there, one of those 3 years. Gives it to Radulov first. Went to the KHL, came back, gets his cup. Respect that. And next year we have Sagan lifting the cup. Definitely one of the biggest beauties in the NHL in my opinion. So that's pretty sick. Obviously too, that was our former first line before we picked up Tavares. So I guess they all just, you know, take turns with the cup. And here we go, guys. Classic Stanley Cup pick. Haven't had one of these in a few episodes, as the couple times we won the cup, unfortunately, it was like in overtime and just couldn't sim it. But look at that. Let's see who the 3 stars were for this game. Bishop actually first star. He played unreal. 34 saves. Sagan had a couple goals. Stamkos there, 3rd star. Not a bad way to win the Stanley Cup. Holy shit, guys. So I didn't even realize this, but apparently Texas Stars, our AHL team, also won the Calder Cup. For some reason, I thought they got knocked out of the playoffs. Apparently not, though. So that is awesome. I feel like that's a pretty good way to end it. I know a lot of people like me to do all 3 years, but I feel like if we win one of the first 2 years, only doing 2 years is fine, especially when you win both the Calder Cup and the Stanley Cup in the same year. It's a pretty good way to go out. So I just want to see the draft results now, as well as all the awards. Detroit there picking 1st overall, so that's pretty awesome. They're going to get Jack Hughes. Happy for them, I guess. I think they were actually in the playoffs of the year before. And I was right, Nyquist did have 24 points there in 24 games, so not too bad at all. We'll take a look at all of our guys' playoff stats real quick. And then obviously, like I was saying, the awards. Tavares 21, Radulov 20, Sagan and Ben only 18 each. So somehow the second line was better, and then Tavares was also up there. I don't know how that works out. Coyle 19, so maybe like the teams just game plan for that first line, put out all the toughest matchups, and our second line just, you know, took over the game. Let's see here. Obviously, we already know the team awards, player awards. Crosby got the Art Ross. Yeah, totally forgot about that. That's right. And the Hart. James Norris went to Ekblad. That's pretty cool. Kessel Lady Bing. Sherbak here got the Calder. That's really surprising. I think he's like 22 or something, so I guess he has never played a full NHL season. Plus he's on the Golden Knights, so must have gotten traded. Nyquist, we know, got Conn Smythe. Murray Vesna. Anderson here at the William M. Jennings. Edmondson, Bill Masterson. Bergeron, Selke. Crosby, Ted Lindsay. Tarasenko, Maurice Richard. So AHL awards. Dylan Strome got one. Miles. Why is Miles win the AHL? Oliver Wahlstrom there, most goals. That's pretty cool. Also MVP for rookie. Hansen here got best defenseman. He's not even that great though. Ottinger, best goalie. MVP of the Calder Cup playoffs. So we do have a cup. And he also got lowest goals again. So Ottinger there cleaned up 3 awards. I wonder how good it'll be for next year. And then obviously we got the Calder Cup. And we won the regular season too. So our AHL team was just stacked. Which also means we won the Western Conference in the playoffs. And the regular season we won the division. So yeah, I'd say that's a pretty good year. Can't do much better than that. Now, the one thing is, for next year, we are going to lose a bit of our depth. as Sagan needs a new contract, and if we want to keep Doughty, he needs a new contract. But Jarmelson I was going to let go. He's making like $4 million. There's a couple other guys I was going to let go. Hansel was going to buy out. So I think it could have worked, along with losing a bit of depth. But we have some young guys who probably could have, jumped up. Heiskanen, maybe a couple AHL guys. Maybe even Ottinger, who knows. But I'm going to end it there, guys, as you can't really accomplish much more than that. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode. Obviously, too, we actually have to go open up that 100K pack. So let me do that right now. So here you go, guys. Opening up this 100K pack. Don't have to quick sell it as a reward for winning that Stanley Cup. Let's see what we get here. Honestly, I haven't opened up a hut pack. I'm trying to think in a while. So let's see. This is a choice pack. I didn't even realize that. We get a collectible there, and I guess a logo. So that's pretty good, I guess. For round of 1 of 4, I'm guessing the first round's crap. Let's see. We get another collectible, another collectible. I guess we'll go with Pasternak there. So not too bad. I would love to maybe get like a Dallas Star player here or something. That'd be kind of cool. Hedman, beat him in the Stanley Cup Final. Tavares we traded for. Let's probably go another collectible and Hedman. Need somebody good here in this final round. Come on. Give us one of those like Stanley Cup cards. Stanley Cup OV would be pretty sick. We get Kucherov, Malkin, 92 Stanley Cup Oshie. Okay, it's not one of the 99s. We'll take it though. 88 was the NHL award Simmons. And a 92 Legend Medano. Okay, that's pretty good. So I'll go with the Oshie, and then I'm thinking, is Simmons better than the Medano just because, like, he's more rare? Maybe, like, I don't know. Let's just take the Simmons. I've had, I don't know how many Medanos already in this game. So not too bad. I gotta quick sell a few things right now because it's really annoying me the fact that we're just under 1 million coins. So I'll quick sell the logo there in Pasternak. Give us just enough to pass the 1 million coin mark. So there we go, guys. Dallas Stars Cup or bust. We were successful. A little worried after that first year. Didn't even make the playoffs, but bounced back hard like I predicted we would. Worked out for the best. If you enjoyed this one, leave that thumbs up. Also, if you're not subscribed yet, make sure you do that. And stay tuned for more videos, guys. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.